measurements needed. You can see the waist, I'm using 28, the hip 38, hip length, that is the hip line, 8, skirt length 18, and band 1 inches will be added to the skirt. Now the waist will be divided by 4, hip divided by 4, it gives me, waist gives me 7 plus 2, that is the sewing allowance, 9. The hip is 38 divided by 4 equals to 9.5 plus 2 equals to 11. To the cutting. The cutting now, you fold into 2. Always fold into 2. We are going to cut the front first. That is the first thing to do. To cut the front pattern, which we'll use to place and get the back pattern. Alright? So, you fold into 2. As you fold, the beginning is the waist. Remember that the beginning, the end, beginning is the waist of your skirt. So you fold into 2. Make sure they are equal every edge. You fold into 2, the beginning our waist. And for us to know our hip, we need to measure out the hip line. Remember when I told you that 8 is my hip line, so I'm using 8 as my hip line. I'm measuring 8, that is 8 I'm measuring as my hip line. All right, then you connect, that is my hip line. Then the down will be the skirt length, waist, then that is the hip, the skirt length. Okay, now this is it. We have gotten the 3 basic lines. Okay, the 3 basic lines, remember, waist, hip, and skirt length. Once you have these 3, you're on the right path. Then the next thing is to measure our waist measurement. Remember, we got 9. 28 divided by 2, 7 plus 2 gives us 9. So at the waistline, I'll be marking 9 at the waist. At the waist, I'll be marking 9. Okay. At the waistline, 9. Let me get something coming. So I have to measure 9 inches. Remember, I'm taking the measurement from the beginning. So I'm going for 9. Then at the hip measurement, we did 38. That is, gave us 9.5. Yeah, 9.5 plus 2 gives us 11.5. So at the hip, we'll be going for 11.5. At the hip part, it will be 11.5 according to the measurements. And that is our 11. Then down at the skirt length, at the hemming line, we have to measure the same hip measurement, 11.5. Then you get your ruler and connect the same measurements at the hemming line, that is the skirt line. We get the ruler and connect it. We get the ruler and connect. Yep, that is it, guys. You connect it straight. Connect it back to the down. You can see that is our skirt. Now, at the hemming point, You can see I use the same measurement with the hip, but right now I'll be taking on 1 inches in, 1 inches in to make it more pencil. I'll be taking in, I'm making a short skirt, okay? So it's a short skirt, but remember, the longer your skirt, the more you take, you reduce. Now this thing I did now is matter of choice, okay? You can leave it or take it 1 inch in, depending on the fabric. It depends on the fabric, okay? You know, it's a short skirt. If it's too short and the fabric is not a little bit stretchy, you may not be comfortable wearing it. All right, so that is it. Then you get your scissors and cut. Let's cut through. Now I'm not cutting through from the 1 of 1, I'm cutting from the first actual measurement. Now it's matter of choice. You can go in by 1 inch if you want it more tight, okay? But if you want it free, especially at the down, you don't need to cut in. So the line is drawn for you to know you can equally go in. All right, so that is it. Our front pattern is ready. That is our front skirt. The next will be the back. That is our front pattern. That is our front pattern. That is our front pattern. You can see it very well. Hope you can see it clearly, guys. That is it. That is our front pattern. Hope you can see it well. That is it. Our front pattern, front skirts. You can see there's no opening. There's no opening. That does not mean there won't be a situation where the front, you can have the front open, but you can see there's no joining at the front. All right, so the next is, let's go back. Time to get the back. All right, we're cutting the front of the shape to use the back part of it. So you can see that I'm measuring from the open side, zip, because of the zip allowance. All right, I can equally start my marking from the other side, but know that I'll have to open it up because of the zip. So I can start anywhere. I'm taking my zip allowance of 1.5 inches. My zip allowance of 1.5 inches. Then I'll connect. Are you seeing it? Yeah, you connect it. Yeah, that is the zip allowance. Let me put it down. Zip allowance of 1.5 inches. Okay, so the next thing is to mark all the measurements. First, I need to know his waisting cup. That is it. 8 for the hip line. I'll connect it straight. Once I get it straight, then I'll start from the waist. I'll mark my waist 9. 9. Step down. I hope you can see it clearly. Let me shift it a little bit. That is it. I've marked the waist. The next thing is the hip. Remember our hip, 11 and a half. Guys, watch where I'm starting my measurement. From where the zip allowance stopped, not from where it started. The same measurement down. I will measure. Let's go. So you connect it. Use your ruler and do the connection. Now another thing is you can equally just get your what is it called, your front pattern, and place on it. Start placing from where the zip allowance ended and you get your back. Let's do the practical. That is the skirt length. Alright, now you can now place it. That is the front pattern. You can now place it. You can see, then you cut. Did you see that? You need no need of marking it out on the other paper. All you need to do is mark out the zip allowance and place the front. You trace it out. You cut. Once you have cut it and the dress is ready, that is it. So that is it. Then that is our back. Our back, skirt length, hip line, waistline. Then this is how the two will be opening at the back, center back. So that is it, guys. Remember, the opening is zip allowance. Helps you when putting zip, attaching any kind of zip to it. So times I like to fold the allowance. That is it, guys. That is it. So let's done it. Let's separate it so that we place them. That is our back, okay? Let's place the front and back together and see how it will look. This zip allowance on top each other. Guys, that is it. The back for you. So let me place it very well. I need to place the front of it and see how it will look. Let me place it. That is the front. So that is it, guys. That is the front and back. The back. So So that is the back, guys. Lace it back, that is it. Okay, that is it. The front. So guys, that is how to cut your pencil, basic pencil sketch. All right. Now, where there will be difference, if it is a long sketch you're making, a short, a mini, whichever one, that down can be reduced. You know, I took out one when I was I measured the hip. I now took out one from it to make it more pencil. Now, when I was doing the cutting, I did not go for the one. Reasons: the skirt is a short skirt, and the fabric input for that is not stretchy. Now, when you're reducing, making your skirts more pencil, you need to consider the fabric you're using and the length of the skirts. If you're going for a mini skirt, no pencil, because you need to work. It's a mini, you need to work. So when you make it pencil, the only reason you can make it pencil is when you're dealing with a fabric. The fabric you're to use is stretchy, maybe a little bit stretchy, or anyhow, but it has to be stretchy. But if it is not stretchy, you don't pencil it. But if it is new length skirts, you pencil it. If it is a long skirt, you pencil it. Now, how do you pencil it? You saw how I took out one. That is how you pencil. Now, that particular spot, you can take up to 4, depending on the length of your skirt. All right, depending on the length of your skirt, you can take up to 4, you can take up to 6, up to, the longer your skirt, the more you take. Just take it that way. If it's a long skirt, like the one that gets to your ankle, yeah, you can take up to 6. There will be a long slit at the back or at the front or by the side or wherever. All right, so the longer your skirt, the more you reduce at the hemming point. Then you connect it back to the hip line. Take note of that. All right, I did short skirt, but in case you want to do a long skirt, do take note of that. All right, just come down, take it in. You can take 3, 4, 5, 6. You draw the line, you see it. If you're comfortable, you're good to go. Okay, so please, if you have not subscribed to my channel, do subscribe, so when next I post